Welcome, Red, to the 100% United pod. Wonderful stuff last night at Brighton. Proper Manchester United display. I'm your host, TC, and we'll be dissecting that performance down on the south coast, talking about where it leaves us in the hunt for the Champions League spot. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer went for what I would regard as our first 11 at the moment. David de Gea kept his place in goal as we expected. Wan-Bissaka back in at right back. Lindelof and Maguire partnered at the centre of defence. Luke Shaw started on the left. Look, we thought Brandon Williams might come in. We thought he'd come in against Norwich, didn't we? But fantastic stuff from Shaw, Maguire and Bruno Fernandes, who started as well after playing all those minutes in the last few weeks and still putting in display like that. Absolutely top stuff from those three. We'll get into that a little bit deeper later. Nemanja Matic held the midfield. Paul Pogba played just in front of him. Bruno Fernandes completed that midfield triumvirate. And then up front, we had Mason Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left, and Anthony Martial playing right through the middle. As I say, I think this is our first 11 at the moment. I think Mason Greenwood brings so much to the team in terms of balance. He allows Wan-Bissaka to get forward that much more. He marries up with the other players so much better. Pogba and Bruno are really starting to flourish in the middle there together. Marcus Rashford, he's been out of the goals recently. A little bit more of a creative role at the moment, but he's obviously our first choice on the left there. Anthony Martial are out now, number 9. And our first choice there too. So look, very, very strong team. Thought we might have paid the price with leaving it so late at Carrow Road, getting that late Harry Maguire goal, going through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup where we'll play Chelsea. As it happens, we've got away with it. Beaten Norwich at the weekend. We've dispatched Brighton with consummate ease, 3-0 down at the Amex. And now we don't play again till Saturday. So we've got through what we thought might be the price to pay for that late win in the FA Cup. So that's brilliant news and a brilliant display. Ollie got it spot on. The players were magnificent. Really, really proud last night. We started brightly. The first 5 minutes were almost all played in their third. And then there was a free kick opening for Brighton after about the 6th minute. And then Bruno Fernandes hit the post on the 11th. Maguire, fantastic ball out, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Pogba and Bruno linking up in that midfield as they did all night. And Bruno cannoning off the post. Could have been 1 after 11 minutes. Martial was looking hungry and sharp. He's closing down so much more now. He's so much more alive. Now he knows there's that creation coming from all angles. He knows Greenwood's doing it out on the right, Rashford on the left, and Pogba and Bruno just drifting in behind him. He knows if he makes that movement, then it's going to happen. Also, I have to say, Bruno Fernandes is helping the press as well. You've got the 3 up front pressing, but very often you'll see Bruno Fernandes pressing right up to the goalkeeper instead of Anthony Martial. So he's doing his bit, to give Martial a little break when he needs as well. So really good to see the hunger of Anthony Martial. Again, you saw when we were attacking that 7-man attack that I was talking about on the last pod. You've got the 3 up front, you've got the 2 behind, and then you've got Shaw and Wan-Bissaka out wide. Basically 7. And the beauty is we've got Maguire and Lindelof holding at the back. You've got Matic just in front of them. And if one of them needs a bit of help, Matic is clever enough just to cover across. And it is enough at the moment. When we're playing against teams who don't threaten too much, we can afford to do that. And we know from history in the last season and the season before where we've played big teams where we're not going to have a lion's share of possession. We've got that down to a T. We know how to do that. So now we're doing what you would regard as the easy bit. But it's fantastic to see because these 3 points are 3 points. It's absolutely crucial that we learnt to break down these teams that are going to be a bit more tricky. And it looks like we have. At one stage in that first 20 minutes, the defensive line was 15 metres inside the Brighton half. So good to see. It's so good to see us pushing. Maguire and Lindelof pushing the play as well. And like I say, because of the intelligence of that front 3, because of the way Greenwood allows Wan-Bissaka to get forward and Rashford links up with Shaw, it means that we can use our fullbacks, so crucial in the modern game, to use them as an extra attacker. And we know that Mason can cut in and Rashford can cut in too. The defence know they can't just look after them because what have you got on the edge of the box? You've got Bruno and Pogba waiting. So just a lovely blend that we've got there. And after 17 minutes, Mason Greenwood broke the deadlock. It was great play out on the right. And I have to just point before we get to the goal, Victor Lindelof, superb play. He actually made a forward run, our centre-back making a forward run to pull their left-back out of the game. And that allowed Greenwood to get one-on-one. Absolute skin Lewis dunk. Few lollipops. We mentioned before on the pod that lollipops if you can go either way, they are just so useful because they put the defender right on their heels. That's exactly what Greenwood did. He's got that ability to pull the trigger quickly. No, not much of a back lift, so the keeper wasn't really ready, near post. Absolutely magical stuff from Mason Greenwood. Really, really good to see the lad. We've been crowing about him for a long time now, and it's great to see him really, really flourishing. His 13th goal in all competitions. It's his 6th Premier League goal this season, and an absolutely amazing return for a guy who's just 18. Pogba and Bruno, they were just pulling the strings, and Pogba won a free kick, which Bruno disappointingly blasted over. 28 free kicks this season, no goals for United. So that's one area where we can really up that goal tally, because with the players we've got, that's a shocking statistic, isn't it? Really shocking. That is in the Premier League. So the drink break came, and it was a nice start, wasn't it? 23 minutes of really nice flowing football from United. 70% possession. There was a thing that we used to chat about on the pod months ago, where when we had more possession, we generally dropped points. When we had less possession than the opposition, we generally won the game. It was a bonkers statistic. And we said that it was obviously something we need to sort out, but it's something that you think you could sort out, because if you've got the Lions' share of possession, you just need to learn how to use it. But now, when we've got that possession, teams just look, it's not the same. They can't just sit off and let us pitter-patter it around. I must say, from the centre-backs through the full-backs, through the midfield, there's much less of these 2-3 touches on the ball that we used to see. Those extra touches that just close down the options. And there's way more options now. There's way more movement going on. It is really good to see. And some players have it's almost unlocked their potential, because it's given them those extra options. Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw looking far better now. Now they've got movement. Now they've got people picking them out, people putting the ball in the right place for them to run onto it, etc., etc. So really, really good signs all over the park. I'm not a big fan of these drink breaks, as you know. I always think they curb our momentum. It didn't happen this time. Just a few minutes after. Great work down the left, Luke Shaw and Marcus Rashford. Luke Shaw pulled it back, fell to the edge of the box. Pogba, lining up, just laid it off to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes took a big deflection, looped past the keeper into the near post. Really, really great to see again. And Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes link up for a goal. This is what we've all been dreaming of, isn't it? 2-0 ahead after 29 minutes, and you're just thinking, this is exactly what we wanted. Because if we were going at half-time 0-0 with those heavy legs after Norwich, which were nowhere to be seen, could have been a long night. But as it was, Bruno Fernandes, everybody's favourite boy at the moment, bangs one in, and we are looking tasty. Bruno played 120 minutes at the weekend, and then he just scored a goal. We're 2-0 up. And the next minute, he's straight on the press, trying to kill the game. He's right up, chasing down the Brighton keeper, chasing down the centre-backs, straight after the goal. And you just think, this is what it's all about. This is what the kind of player we want at Manchester United. And it's spreading. It's spreading throughout the team. 32nd minute, Harry Maguire, another really good block. It's something he's been doing really well since the return, is getting in those crucial blocks in the box. We've been getting men back when people are on the attack, and you need someone to really attack that ball when someone's shooting, and that's what he's been doing. Nice and brave and strong from Harry Maguire. Another good performance from the skipper. And, there was so many good signs last night, but just a couple of minutes later, you've got Greenwood, Martial and Rashford defending us out of trouble. You've got them hunting the balls down around our own box, making intelligent decisions instead of just smashing it. Mason Greenwood particularly, when he gets the ball deep, he's so clever at using the skills that he uses in the attacking third, back defending in our own third, and he's still got the intelligence, the calm persona, just to play it out and keep the ball. So seeing those three doing that when we're 2-0 up, when we've got all the excuses after playing all those minutes at the weekend, was just music to my ears. Absolutely delightful. Rashford had a wild shot on the 39th. Still no goal for Marcus. That's something we need to change. But you know what? He's going to get one, and then he's going to go on a run, and it's just going to be perfect, because we've had other people scoring the goals anyway. So people have been stepping up, and Rashford will have a run. We've got a nice little run towards the end of the season. Don't worry, Marcus will be back on the score sheet. Just before half-time, another lovely bit of link-up. Greenwood, Pogba and Martial, really nice. We used the possession so well. And it's funny, isn't it? When you're using the possession so well, the defence seems protected. You didn't see the vulnerabilities that sometimes we see in Victor Lindelof, because we're using the ball so well. The decision making in the final third is vastly improved. Absolutely fantastic first half. I was absolutely glowing. It was just magic to watch. I did fear after Saturday. I thought we might have to rest Bruno. What do I know, eh? Ollie got it spot on. And after our first half like that, we were cruising towards victory. It never really seemed in any doubt after that first goal. Brighton came out after the half-time break on the front foot, and then on the 50th minute, Harry Maguire with another captain's header fell to Nemanja Matic, one touch, and then a volley pass that was right out of the top drawer, picking out Mason Greenwood on the left. Mason Greenwood motoring away on the left. Bruno Fernandes made a run from the halfway line, hand up at the far post, pick me out, please. And Mason Greenwood replied with a perfect cross into Bruno Fernandes' path. A beautiful volley, almost like a fusion of the goal in the Champions League semi back in 2009 against Arsenal and Cantona's goal at St James's Park back in, I think, 96, wasn't it? The volley into the ground is almost a combo, and it just a Manchester United goal from start to finish. And the counter-attacking vibrancy shown by the players was just magic. You see the boys pouring forward. Two guys took out the two defenders. Bruno free at the far post. 3-0, game over. Thank you very much. As you'd expect, going 3-0 up away, points in the bag, realistically. We did relax a little bit after the goals, and I don't have any problem with that whatsoever. We can't be having people going down with injuries. We can't be running people into the ground. Brighton had a chance on the 60th, and then on the 64th, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba and Luke Shaw came off for Andreas Pereira, Scott McTominay and Brandon Williams. Job done, and two of the guys who had played all the blooming minutes were off. Luke Shaw, absolutely outstanding to play again on the Tuesday. Bruno, what more can I say about this guy? The Portuguese Magnifico, 2 goals and another world-class display from the guy. I'm so glad we got him. You just wonder what would happen if we didn't, dear me. David de Gea produced a beautiful save on the 69th. Brighton hit just wide a minute later. Having a lot more joy now. As you'd expect, we've made changes. We've bagged the points effectively. Of course, you're going to see a few heavy legs after that Norwich game. The effort didn't go down though at all, which was great to see. It was nice to see in this game as well, Greenwood and Rashford switch wings properly for a good period of time. It's something we used to do a lot. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do it a hell of a lot. You used to see the wings change and just give the fullback something to think about. Even if one's getting a bit of joy and the other's not, just switch them over and then you can switch them back if you want. But it just allows, I think it might have been a sort of to try and snap Marcus Rashford out of this goal-scoring drought that he's got. It's only 3 games, but I love to see that. I love the old swapping of the wings. Giggsy used to do it all the time. Giggsy and Ronaldo used to swap right back in the day when we had Lee Sharp and Giggsy as well. You just see that switch of the wings, and sometimes just allows someone to break past their fullback. And just a little change that I love to see. 74th minute, you see Nemanja Matic, another great display. Lindelof out of position. Matic just slips in there and just covers as centre-back alongside Maguire seamlessly, and then they switch back in again. Nothing to worry about. 76th minute, another sharp save from David de Gea. A little bit of dramatic licence there from Dave, but a nice save there. And then Martial and Rashford came off for Odion Igalo and Danny James. Job done. We've got our main players off the field. We got the points in the bag. Scotty McTominay almost got the 4th. A beautiful shot. Deflected straight into the keeper, looked like it was going in the corner, and then Danny James broke away in the 86th, maybe should have passed, and he had another chance as well. Nice to see him making a few game breaks and also playing over there on the left, which he likes to play too. Really, after the third, we did take the foot off the pedal a little bit, but absolutely no complaints from me. An absolutely brilliant Manchester United style performance. We beat Brighton at the Amex, failed twice in a row. Me and Scott did discuss that possibly it's a good time to play them without the fans and with the history that we've had against them, and so it came to pass. I have to say again, Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes, tip my hat to you guys. I couldn't believe that you played again, got us the 3 points. Just brilliant stuff from all 3. Really proud of those 3 especially. But the whole team, 15 unbeaten now, 11 wins and 4 draws. That's the best streak in Europe, bar Bayern Munich. So you can't complain about that, can you? Statistically wise, Brighton had 38% to our 62% possession, 8 shots to 12 in our favour, 2 on target to 6 in our favour, and 4 corners to 5 in our favour. They had 10 fouls, we had 9, but a comprehensive victory, again dominating possession like we did at Sheffield United, and again coming out with a very, very comfortable win. Really good sign with the teams that we're playing in the running. We'll get into that in a minute, but what can I say? I was just absolutely delighted. So proud of the boys, as I'm sure all you guys were too. A few takeaways from the game. I listen to the game without crowd noise, so I can hear what the players are saying, so I can hear a bit more of the action that I wouldn't normally get to hear instead of the blooming fake crowd noise. I think it's a bit silly, really. One thing I noticed, Mason Greenwood, when he hits the ball, even when it's a pass, it's almost a different sound to most players. He's got such a crisp hit of the ball. As I say, whether it's a pass or shot. Good to see that Sir Alex Ferguson back in 2016-17, that he was saying at the PFA, one of their dinners, that United have found one in Mason Greenwood. So the great man spotted it years ago. I have to say, look, Bruno Fernandes got the man of the match from Sky. He got pretty much everyone's man of the match. I'd say Mason Greenwood pushed him close. I thought Greenwood was superb. Remember, he broke the deadlock. He provided Bruno with a just sublime cross. He was so great all over the field. He allowed the other guys to play, just like Bruno does too. It'd be a toss-up. If I was Scott, I'd be giving out 2 bottles of champagne, one to Bruno, one to Mason. But for me, maybe Mason just edged it, because I can't give it to Bruno every week, can I? Or can I? I don't know. Maybe he deserves it. We're moving the ball so much faster and crisper now. The players are benefiting from it in terms of what they're then doing. It's like a knock-on effect. Wan-Bissaka's using the attacking space so much better. I will put some of that down to Mason Greenwood, who likes to cut in, who doesn't cramp that whole space up like Danny James tends to do. And it allows Wan-Bissaka to stick right out wide. And he, again, was getting forward a lot more, got an assist on the day too. So really, really good stuff from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. One thing to note, that's our 5th away win of the season. So that's something that really needs to go up. That is not good enough at all. We have rectified it now in the last few weeks. We're not going to have as bad an away record as Moisey, but that was a shocking stat when I saw that. Like I said, Bruno and Mason were possibly the 2 standout players in the game in all competitions now. 10 goal influences from Bruno, 6 goals and 4 assists. That's the number 1 out of all the Premier League players in all competitions. He's also number 1 in the Premier League. 8 goal influences, 5 goals, 3 assists. Unbelievable stuff from Bruno Fernandes. An impact that we couldn't possibly have dreamed of. Mason Greenwood, 6 goals in the Premier League, is the best for an 18-year-old or younger since Wayne Rooney, who got 9 for Everton all those years ago. So that might be a target for Mason. Get another 3 goals in the next 6 games and he will match Wayne Rooney's tally. So let's have a little look at where that leaves us. We have, the table stands now, we've got Leicester in 3rd spot on 55 points. They played 31 games. Chelsea, 54 points. They played 31 games. We sit 2 points behind Chelsea now. 52 points and 32 games. Wolves on the same points as us, 52, 32 as well. We've got a 9 better goal difference to Wolves. Spurs down 45 points, 31 games. Sheffield United 44, 31 games. Now, West Ham Chelsea tonight at the London Stadium. Everton Leicester tonight at Goodison Park. We are praying to the high heavens that they can drop points, because if they can, look, we sit 2 and 3 points behind them as it stands. Goal difference wise, we've got it on Chelsea at the moment. Chelsea sit on 14 goals, we sit on 20, Leicester 30. So remember, we played Leicester last game of the season, so if we can be within touching distance of Leicester, 2 points ideally, or if it's 3, then we need to be able to claw back that goal difference. It's already 10 difference between the 2 sides, but remember, when you go head-to-head with a team, every goal you score is like 2 because they lose 1. So that's a possibility there, but we are relying still on the drop points from Chelsea and Leicester for us to break into that top 4. Of course, you've got the City Court of Arbitration for Sport verdict, which is actually now going to come out, I believe, on the 13th of July. So we can know before the end of the season whether that 5th spot is going to be enough. But if you're talking about 5th, Wolves are level on points with us as well. So we have to watch out. Sheffield United play Spurs tomorrow. One of them is going to drop out of the race completely. Spurs sit 7 points behind us. So if they won, they would still be 4 points behind. Possible, for them to do something. But away to Sheffield United, as I say, one of them is going to go completely out of the race, and we can't be looking behind us. We have to be looking ahead of us. It's well within our capabilities to catch Chelsea and possibly Leicester too, if we keep this form up. We've got Bournemouth on Saturday. We then travel to Villa. We then got Southampton at home, and then we travel to South London, Crystal Palace, home to West Ham United, and then that's that big game away at Leicester on the final game of the season. These teams are the kind of teams where we might think we might struggle against, judging by earlier season form. I don't think there's a problem now. I think we've cracked it. We've got through this congested period of fixtures. Now players can put their feet up a little bit this week, fine-tune the game for Saturday, and then we take on Bournemouth at home, where you'd expect another performance like Sheffield United and Brighton last night, where we dominate possession and we create a hell of a load of chances, and one of those 5 is going to take 1, 2, 3 at least. You know, when you've got Mason Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, Bruno and Pogba, it was brilliant, wasn't it? It was brilliant seeing Pogba on the edge of the box, and when in the past you knew Pogba would shoot, instead Bruno's there waiting in the pocket, and if they close Pogba down too much, then just slip it off to Bruno. And what will happen now is people will be dragged towards Bruno, and Pogba will grab a couple of goals next time. So it's such a nice blend at the moment. Matic, so crucial holding. He allows, it's funny, isn't it? People think, you know, play attacking players and play attacking football. It's not always the way. If you play someone a little bit more defensive, they then allow the attacking players to flourish. So really, really good signs. Another game we came through with no injuries, which, touch wood, we are doing very, very well. And I must say, you know what? We've had this lockdown period. We've had the period where players have been at home. And I have to say, top marks to the United squad. We've come back with an amazing level of fitness. There's hardly anyone out there who looks like they're off the pace. Everyone looks like they've put the work in. Everyone's come out back with sort of passion and desire. And that's what we've needed. And like I say, going toe-to-toe with Norwich for 120 minutes on Saturday evening, and then having to play again last night, it was just brilliant to get the 3 points. And in that manner, I couldn't have asked for more. Let's hope no one's carrying anything after that game. Let's hope we can play that 11 again for Bournemouth. I don't think we need to talk too much about that, do we? That 11, same style, same desire, and I don't think we should have any problem at all. And we can really start marching forward. Just hope that we see some drop points tonight. That would be really, really good news. A little bit of unsavoury news, unfortunately. Angel Gomez's contract has expired. Mason Greenwood, some of you would have seen that he did an A with his fingers when he scored the goal. He actually dedicated it to Angel Gomez. Great friends throughout their youth system. It looks like Angel Gomez is going to pastures new. It's a real shame. We've got a pretty decent number 10 now anyway, so it's not as big a loss as you might have thought it had been a few months ago. It's a shame, really, that he never got a chance to have a go. That's all. When you've got a player who looks of that standard, look, he captained those England teams with Jadon Sancho and the rest of them in. He seems to have a good attitude if you're captaining your country at age group level. He seems to be a light guy around the club. And if we've offered him 25 grand a week and he's turned that down because he wanted 30, then it's just a bit of a shame. I know when Scott's back on the pod that he'll be tearing his hair out about that one because he loves Angel Gomez, and a real shame. Though I did notice a commentator called him Angel Gomez. I remember when we, about a year ago on the pod, I didn't know whether it's Angel or Angel or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm like with my names sometimes, give you a lot of giggle. Good news on the opposite scale, really, of the Angel Gomez news is that Marc Jurado of Barcelona, right back, been there 10 years in the youth system there, is apparently coming to United. It'll be a nominal fee because they've trained him, but he hasn't been playing for the first team for games and games and games, so it won't be a big fee like Jude Bellingham, for instance, because he played so many first team games. That figure will be in the tens of millions, whereas Dorado, it'll be nominal. Barcelona were disappointed to see him go, so Angel Gomez goes out, and it looks like Marc Jurado will come in. And finally, today is the anniversary of this infamous Ronaldo wink incident with Wayne Rooney in the World Cup, which, funnily enough, was an amazing pivotal moment for Manchester United. You'll remember how they came back from that World Cup, and I remember being in Old Trafford for that Fulham game, and us absolutely blowing them away, and feeling such a relief that Rooney and Ronaldo were on the same page and were going flying forward. for United. We obviously won the league the next year, 3 years in a row after that. Bagged the Champions League, another Champions League final in there too. So it was almost a catalyst for United. So England's woe was United's glory in the end. It's funny the way history remembers it, isn't it? I mean, Rooney did stamp on someone's balls, for God's sake. I mean, if you're not allowed to get someone sent off for that, I don't know what you're not allowed to get someone sent off for. But the anniversary of that, which, that's 2006, that's 14 years ago now, dear me. How time flies. Anyway, look, it looks like United are getting back to our old selves. We are fast-flowing, attacking football, beautiful counter-attacks, a blend of youth and experience, creation from all over the side, and goals coming from different sources as well. Let's hope we can keep this up until the end of the season and really finish with a bang. Great stuff. Thanks for joining me again today. Keep the follows, ratings and reviews coming. Much appreciated. They really help, guys. Thank you so much. Follow our Instagram at United100podcast for all the latest from the 100% United team. We'll be back after the Bournemouth game. Until then, take care. Cheerio, Reds.